stuff. Excuse me. So from the 2 years that I've been trading, the first year was like regular stocks. Last year been what you call it. I'm pretty a fast learner. They just showed me the buttons to press. I started trading blindly, just losing money or whatever, and then I just started really getting into the market and seeing the movement, of the market, and really watching the season. Took it. Really watching the seasonality of, how things move. So from trading from the year, I've noticed that it's pretty rough until like March, the end of March, right? Then money get pumped inside the market because y'all gonna get your income taxes back. People with kids, like 3 kids or whatever, they get like $10,000 or whatever. First thing they want to do, they're gonna see FanDuel. They're gonna see people trading options all over their profile. They're gonna see people buying back into crypto. They're gonna see all that, and then the money is gonna start rolling around. The government did a good thing last year by, giving us so many like unemployment, PPP loans. There was a lot of money pumped into the market, so we would think that it would have been a recession and things like that because everybody was forced to stay home and things like that. It was nothing like that. That was the most money the market probably made in a long time, because I know at the time, like, I was taking my money and putting it inside the market, and no lie, $1,000 will get you 38,000. I bought AMC, I bought DocuSign, I bought Nvidia. Those are the things that was like considered like the Peloton. They were considered like the at-home stocks, and those was the stocks that everybody was trading, while we were at home working remotely or whatever. I want to mention something about Peloton. News came out, about Peloton, and I believe in the inside trading stuff, because you can't tell me that on unusual wells that the orders come in like 3:50 p.m. and then the news come out at 4, but everybody got into 25 calls for Peloton. I saw it come across my unusual options, and I'm thinking like, let me buy it, but I'm kind of skeptical with holding stuff overnight. But their earnings is coming up. They're gonna push Peloton, so I'm gonna ride that. I might not swing it overnight, depending on the earnings date. So I'm gonna get calls and I'm gonna get puts, because it can go, either way. Either way, I'm not playing. I traded naked with Facebook and only bought calls on my account, and it went to 1. It went to 1 cent. Facebook dropped like $100. Amazon, Google, they always running together during the week. A lot of times they push them things up 200-300. I think Amazon went up like $500 for their earnings. So whoever was in that play, congratulations. Snap went up like $16. We were in ATVI, which is Activision, who got just recently got bought out or whatever. Everybody jumped into that. We buying both calls, both puts, which is a strangle or straddle, depending on how many you bought and what side you bought on it. We bought, so the strangle, you would have equal sides on it. So if you get 5 calls, 5 strikes out of the money on calls, you would get 5 strikes in the money. Sorry, 5 strikes out of the money on the calls, then 5 strikes out of the money in the puts or whatever. So you will buy both of those, and you will buy equal amounts so that it can be balanced. I did all of that. Activision wasn't moving at all, and it was just giving us money, and I was like, where they do that at? We were so happy. Some people cashed out that night. Some people held it for earnings. When we woke up, I don't know what happened to Activision. They didn't report. They report their earnings, but they didn't do the live call. That let me know that something was fishy about it. We woke up, and I'm like giving it time for the market to recalibrate and everything. And I'm looking, everybody complaining like, what happened to Activision? I said, maybe they ain't open yet. I gave it a few times, so I looked down the whole options list. Calls, puts, everything. They would turn up into $1. You know, people paid 39 cents for them, which is $39, 29, 25 cents or whatever, and they bought multiple contracts. I mean, people spending $1,000 on one side, $1,000 on the other side, and Activision screwed everybody. It went to one. So I don't want that to happen no more. You know, with the group, we're gonna trade publicly traded companies that we know. Activision is probably fairly new, or you know, they just got bought out for whatever reason. But it probably wasn't a good investment for them or us. They didn't get them moving yet. I guess they only had that news when it first. Is that they tried us? So Mac is gonna join us. He's the one that got me into options trading. We started from the same. Hey Mac, we started.
Hey, what's going on?
This is my good friend Mac. We started from the same penny stock group or whatever. He was awesome in there, and now he has his own mentorship. He and I or whatever. Yeah. So now we on. You know, he has his group, but he still come and join us every day. My group is very fun, and it's nothing like any other group that you're going to join. It's like a podcast. It's him. I, and cool guy named Teo. I don't know what he's doing. He's usually on with us or whatever. And we just put our minds together. Those black men, though, they know some shit. They nerds.
Yeah, shout out to Teo. Shout out to Teo. Big shout out to Teo.
We learn from each other each day, and at the end of the day, we getting inside these earnings plays. So I don't know if you want to chime in about what you're looking at for next week.
I had a moment to look. Right off the top of my head, AMGN. I'm excited about.
What's the price movement on that? When you say looking at, just tell me the price movement you're expecting.
Amgen is around like $3.50, $4 a day. So earnings usually tend to triple that move. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at anywhere from $10 to $12 move on Amgen.
Okay. Is it affordable?
Yes, it's affordable.
Okay.
It's affordable.
That's what I look for when I'm doing my earnings. I look for stuff that's very affordable so we can get multiple contracts, especially things under like 50 cents. I'm a penny pincher, they call me. But it works out for me because I did it with Ford. I did it with Ford. Ford
was one of the biggest payouts we had.
Yes, Ford was pennies.
As far as what we paid for it to what we cashed it out for.
Yes, less than $2. It dropped less than $2, and we made thousands on Ford. Whatever. But you got to be willing to
we racked
risk.
Up on Ford. The only like you said, the only thing we stalled out on was Activision. That was it.
Yes, correct. And so our call outs is like 95% or more effective. The only problem that I really have is not getting enough of the good side. When we do our due diligence, we really got to see like you said with Amazon. Y'all knew that it was going to go up. When you have plays like that, we have to know for sure this thing is going to go up. Let me. Buy more calls than puts, but let me buy puts to save my ass because anything can happen with the markets. It is, no rules. Like shit can go either way.
Shout out to anybody that played Amazon last week. Damn, like kudos to you. I wanted to. It's just, I don't know. I've been watching Amazon for a long time, and I know it typically, but I've never seen premiums that high on Amazon ever.
Yeah.
Ever. You're talking about like $10,000 plus for like first couple of contracts that are in the money and more. You know, that shit is crazy.
I see some in the money that was $100,000.
Yeah, like you're talking big.
But they went up
Stupid
300%. So it's like if you have a large account, you got to figure out.
It was definitely worth it. If you had the money to put to it, it's definitely worth it because Amazon's gonna make a move. Now, another one that's a little bit pricey, that's not out of control, is Chipotle. Chipotle has earnings.
Excuse me.
This week too. So Chipotle is gonna be a banger too.
But the thing is, we have the timeout entry. When it's time to play earnings, you cannot play the earnings the day of. Those contracts, no matter how cheap they used to be,
yes, you
like
can.
Ford,
Yeah,
they
no,
a
you
little bit more.
You kind of want to. I mean, unless you feel like only if the stock is starting to run without you.
Right.
Yeah, you might want to go ahead and establish a position, but
yeah.
If you're going back and forth, you can wait. It just depends on what the stock is doing before it comes up to earnings. That's pretty much it.
I just know from checking the earnings from last week, I know the day that I bought all of them, those was unusual because they were very expensive on everything except for like Ford. Some of them price don't move, but a lot of them took advantage of their earnings, Snap and all. I'm like $300 for a contract when you was like 10 cents the other day, like things like that. So you could definitely get it cheaper. Like I said,
you gotta spend a little bit too. You know, sometimes you gotta spend a little bit. I mean, everybody's account is different, and what they can afford is different. So you just have to go with what you can afford. And the whole reason why we play it the way we play it,
side too.
Right. The whole reason why we play it the way we play it is because what you're potentially getting from the side that wins, whether it runs up or it crashes. You know, what you're going to get back is going to be more than. So that's why I tell everybody just try to get in as even as you can on both sides of the fence. You know, play the strangle. It's too dangerous. Earnings are way too dangerous.
I like to get out. I like to get in.
It's too dangerous.
Yeah,
to not be covered on both sides.
I like to get in the day before the earnings. Like the things that I'm going to play for Tuesday, I will be in for Monday because we don't really have no Monday plays for earnings.
Everything that's reporting Monday is going to report Tuesday morning for the most part.
Yeah.
That's how UPS was, you know. So
that's how I started.
We got in on UPS on Monday for Tuesday morning, and then it just snowballed from there.
Yep. I'm talking about as far as getting into something like an earnings play for like something that.
I mean, like if you want to hop on CBS and Disney, those report Wednesday, so you know you can jump in those on Monday.
They definitely gonna raise those prices. At Disney be like 19 cents, 20 cents. So if you get it the day off, you probably be paying like 50 cents, 60 cents or whatever. But
there's gonna be a lot of eyes on those two. Definitely gonna be a lot of eyes on those two.
Because Disney, if it moved $5, you definitely gonna be up like 500% to 1,000. That's how Disney move. You want those small account friendly things. So when they move $1 or $2, you be up, thousands or whatever. And if you get, we've been averaging like 20 contracts, right? 20 contracts on the better side. Yeah. On the better side. Now Disney probably go up. I don't think Disney would fail their earnings or whatever. How you doing? You can join us if you want. I like when you kick in your knowledge also. I like to talk to you. Empowerment assets.
Oh, that's the fam right there. Yes, sir. Yes. What's going on, bro?
I love to talk to him. He's so smart.
Now, my personal favorite this week is Data Dog.
What?
DDOG.
Now, you know them prices are going to be high. We got to get in that early.
But it's in the NASDAQ. And so, the most violent moves so far come from anything that's reported in the NASDAQ. We already talked about it. Like, you look at the current market environment. It's not like we don't know what we're facing. Interest rates is going up. Inflation is high as hell. Not coming down no time soon. At least not to the summer, right? What they talking about. Anything that's a tech stock, the NASDAQ is tech heavy. So they under a lot of pressure. So you look at Facebook. If the news is bad, they're going to kill it. Like, if Data Dog is bad, like, they're going to kill it. It's in the NASDAQ. Like, all these NASDAQ stocks for earnings are going to make crazy moves. They're going to make crazy moves. They're either going to fly up because they're making money, if they come up short, they're gonna kill them because now they're scared of them.
Both sides. We're not playing.
Either way, you're gonna have both sides. But yeah, that dog is my personal
I'm trying to say good.
Just because it's in the NASDAQ. Just because. This month is actually not even. You got Lyft. Truth be told, watch out for Peloton. Peloton got earnings. Oh, you just joined? Night. Yeah, I was talking about Peloton. You know, before you joined, I was saying how on Unusual Options, it came across my screen. I said that's some inside shit because how the news come out like right after like 4 p.m. and 3:59, all those 25 calls. 25C came in, and I'm looking at it for the large count. I'm like, let me get in or whatever. But I said Peloton be, kind of dropping or whatever, and it didn't move that day. So I just was like, I got time because Peloton reports like Tuesday, right? Tuesday night, yeah. Like $6-7. I said, yeah, that the Amazon buyout news. Yeah. Amazon buyout news. I said I'm definitely gonna be chasing now because I'm getting in Peloton. That's for damn sure. But now you got the rumor. You got the rumor fueling it, and so you can either Peloton. You could probably play two ways. Peloton, you could probably chase like starting Monday. You could probably play calls. I'm definitely getting in. And then Tuesday, if it's still running on Tuesday, if you're in calls and it's still running by the time the close of Tuesday, which you could do also. You could kill those calls, cash out on them, and then play the strangle right at the close. Because they could very well knock it right back down. Hold on, somebody just asked a question. Are you in the group? Do right, why not? And you can join the live and ask your questions if you want. Do right. That's Earnings Whispers. EarningsWhispers.com. That's where we get this list from. You just go to Earnings Whispers. This ain't private information. This is public. Okay. Yeah, EarningsWhispers.com. I don't know, that question went over my head. I thought he was asking will we place it in the group. I thought he was part of the group. I don't know. But, that's Brandon. So Brandon the Strangle is where you buy both a call and a put. Oh, he just joined. I already explained it. Join. Okay. You can explain it. Go ahead. Yeah, so the Strangle is where you buy a call and a put. And it's especially effective for earnings. But the only thing you have to do, what I try to explain to people, is when you play a Strangle, you have to look at the option chain. A lot of times what helps a lot, if an option has a half strike, like 50-cent strikes, when the stock price... he has a group and I have a group. If you join in for him, he has a group. He has it on his page. If you join in for me on the group that we're talking about, it's on my page. You can't go wrong either way. So go ahead. Yeah. It's not 100K. No. I do rock with Kev. I do rock with Kev. Heavy. We're both familiar with it or whatever, but we have a Discord where we go live, and we discuss, our different things. He has a group that he just started or whatever, but he's also part of my group. So shout out to 100K too. Shout out to him too. Kev, what's up? We all a lot of people is in 100K. Yeah, but Strangle is just where you play a call and a put. And you want to invest the even amount on both sides because whatever side wins, you're automatically going to forfeit one. You're going to forfeit the calls or you're going to forfeit the puts, but you're doing that in hopes that whatever side wins, you win big. And that's why you do it, especially for earnings, because earnings, you get those big moves. You know what I mean? So it's a safe way to play it. Yeah, you're giving up a little bit of money, but what you're making on the side that takes off, you can't beat it. See, like with Amazon, we wanted to play it or whatever, but let's say the contract was like $6,000. If you get $6,000 on one side, $6,000 on the other side, that's $12,000. You put the whole $6,000 on one side, in hopes that the other one would double your money, so you can make anything. Yeah, at least double your money. Yeah, at least double your money. But it would be more than that. I mean, with let's see, like with Ford, we did like. What? Well, I mean, me personally, I was pretty much around like 500 a side.
Okay.
And so I came out $2,000. I came out with $2,300 on that side, $2,400 on that Ford trade.
Do you split the contract evenly? Hold on, y'all gotta write your questions because I can't see everything because we talking. Write your questions down in the question box. This is a Q&A. Write it down in the box and I'll answer them one-on-one because I can't really see everything. So I'll answer this one here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, let me just see. I don't know. Just take any stock.
Do you split? We answered the question. Do you split the contracts evenly?
Yeah. So if you buy 5 on one side, right? So if you buy 5 calls on one side for $100, you buy 5 calls. You definitely want to buy 5 puts on the other side for $100. And so the best way to do that is to try to catch the stock price where it's right in the middle of the 2 strikes you're trying to buy. So like I said, a lot of times it's helpful. It's helpful if the option chain has the 50-cent strikes, because then you can go one out of the money on the put side, one out of the money on the call side. You can basically get them for the same price or damn near, you know what I'm saying, that close together. Like, I forgot which one it was, but I had the puts for like 150, and the calls for like 152. You know, and I bought an even amount of both. I bought 10 each. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. I'm trying to think.
We could use Ford. Just use Ford example.
Yeah, Ford.
So that's what
Ford was it. Ford was it. So, and I got the calls for 45 cents. And the puts I was trying to get for 45 cents, but the premium just kept going up. They just kept buying it up. So what I did in that case, I just spent the same amount of money. So what I did was I bought the puts higher, but I bought less contracts, so I had the same amount of money invested on each side. So I had less puts, but the same amount of money invested. Because you don't want to be overly heavy, because you want the side that wins to make up for what you lost.
If you do your due diligence and on the news and you know for sure something, and we knew for sure Ford was going to drop. So what I did towards the end of the day, before it started falling too much, I started adding more. So when it's lopsided, sometimes you'll end up so you have the straddle, and then you have the strangle or whatever. He described the strangle. I mean the strangle. The straddle, you'll buy 2 different strike prices. You know. Mm-hmm. So it just
well, I did it too, because you convinced me, so I was like,
I added more. I did add.
We added more
because we know it was.
So you was a little heavy on the put side and the call side. 20, it worked out.
Yeah, like 25 or 30. What you call it?
Yeah, we had the 19s. We had the 19s and the 20s.
Yeah. Yep. Once you get up to like 20 contracts, you're banking. You're making thousands or whatever. Because I think Ford gave like 3,000 or whatever. But you was risking 1,000 if you bought, 1,000 worth of those calls. But at the end of the day, we should have got rid of those calls, and just had like a little bit to save us. But to be even, that's to just be fair. You're unsure. That's what the straddle strangle is. You unsure, but you protecting, your money or whatever, because you're not sure.
Yeah, you definitely. If you really don't have a really good sense on what you think it's going to do, the last thing you want to do is be one way. You don't want to be directional.
All right, we're going to talk about Peloton, and then we're going to move on to the one during the week that we buy. So Peloton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just got that news that came out. It's going to run up. But we already know what Peloton did during the what you call it. So that's giving people mixed signals. So you're going to see a whole heap of calls come in, but don't let that deter you. Don't look at the comments and all that other stuff. You have to do your own due diligence. They keep Peloton went up only because we were in that pandemic. Everybody was buying those bikes, doing all that other stuff, right? When the child died from that bike and sued, Peloton went down, all the way down or whatever.
And been down ever since, because they